Welcome back guys, it's August the 4th and we have Storm Floris hitting us right now. It's pretty lousy out there. The wind speed is picking up. You can see the trees swaying in the wind there, and you see down on the chipping path there the water's puddling up a wee bit, so extremely heavy rainfall. I've got my frame lids down to give them some protection. I've got French beans, and so in fact, yeah, it looks like they're getting flattened, but those in the frame should be okay. Anyway, so it's not much of a gardening day, so I'm going to make something in the kitchen. Kale Crisps or Kale Chips. So the very first thing, let's get our oven on. So we want it 150, which is a pretty cool oven. It's about, let's have a look, somewhere about there, 150C or about 300 Fahrenheit. So what you're going to need is a good size aluminium tray or something similar. This is 40 centimeters by 30, and then the only other things you're going to need is a good sized plastic bowl, olive oil and some sea salt, and of course your kale. So I've got 3 stems of kale. I picked mine yesterday knowing full well that it was going to be horrible weather today, so if your kale is wet with rain or you've washed it, then you need to pat it dry. That's really important. Then just pull off the leaves, so you don't want that thick central ribbing, so just rip off the leaves into your bowl like so, and obviously that will go in the compost bin. Alright, so we've got our leaves. So now we just want 1 tablespoon of olive oil. So I'm using one of these measures because olive oil's really expensive these days. I don't think it's ever going to come down, to be honest, but so otherwise if it wasn't so dear I'd just pour it up, you know, unmeasured. So 1 tablespoon. And then you just want to really, that's why I'm wearing rubber gloves. I mean, you can just obviously do it with your bare hands, or you can use those disposable style gloves, but you really want to get this massaged well in and make sure that every piece of the kale leaf is covered with the oil. So don't rush it, take your time, just massage it well in. Right, I'll come back to you. Right, so I've got the olive oil all coated onto the leaves, and you can see now that I've tried to sort of distribute them fairly evenly on the tray to try and avoid overlapping as much as I can. And then you just want to now give them a really liberal coating of the sea salt. So just make sure again that each leaf gets a fairly good coating of the sea salt. And then that's it now, straight into the oven. Into the oven, 20 minutes. So set your timer or whatever, 20 minutes. So while we're waiting for the kale to process in the oven, I just thought I'd show you another little project I've been doing. This is my first batch of kimchi. It's a 3 litre, my brother got me this for my birthday. It's a 3 litre kilner jar, moving a bit closer, and it has this rubber lid here with an airlock. And then you get 2 sort of half moon ceramic plates to hold the vegetables and what have you, cabbage, under the brine. And I didn't have any mooly radish, so I've just used carrot. I don't know if you can make that out in there. So I'm hoping, I think that's been fermenting for about 7 days now, so I'm going to leave it for another 5 to 7 days. and then we'll give it a try, see what it's like, fingers crossed. And then yesterday, so I had some grated ginger in there. So yesterday I thought, what gonna do with the rest of the ginger? So actually I found a recipe for pickled ginger, and I've got two. And that lovely pink colour just comes from slices of radish you put in, and it takes on this pink colour, which apparently is sort of traditional for pickled ginger. So I can take the radish out now because they've done the job. And then apparently, again, I haven't tried it yet, but this will keep up to a month in your fridge. So I'm really looking forward. Apparently it's really good with sushi, so I'm looking forward to that as well. And I might even make some sauerkraut yet. I've got plenty of cabbage, and I've got another really good fermenting jar with a sort of built-in airlock, so that's another project. Okay guys, time is up now, so what you want to do now is just turn the oven off and leave them in the oven now to cool down, so 20 minutes, 30 minutes. So don't open the door, just leave them where they are, and we'll come back in about 20 to 30 minutes time. Alright guys, it's been a good 20 minutes or so now. Just put my rubber glove on just in case the tray is still hot. Can you hear that? Let's get it up and have another look on the oven top. I'm hoping you can hear that. Oh my lord. Absolutely outstanding. The perfect salty snack. Honestly, they are so good. Still quite warm, that tray. So all you need to do, and then what we do is we'll just in fact, you know what, I'm not even going to bother with that. I'll just let them cool down, and then we'll put them into an airtight tub, and then we just, you know, eat them as we want them. But I love this way of using kale, because sometimes, you know what it's like, if you don't cook it properly, it can be bitter, it can be chewy, not very pleasant. But I've made this now about 6 or 7 times, and every time it comes out perfectly. So it's a win-win for me. There you are guys. Anyway, that's the recipe for kale crisps or chips. Let me know if you're going to make them yourself. Let me know how you get on, or if you've already done them before, what do you think about them? Drop me a comment down below. And thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully some gardening videos coming back soon.